If you are building a website in 2024 but you fail to take note of these 5 things I'm going to outline in this video, chances are that you might not get the return on your investment in the website. So without wasting time, let's look at the first tip. First thing you need to do before designing your website is to know the primary goal or primary objective of your website. Now here are some examples. Maybe you want people who visit your website to actually join your mailing list, or you want them to buy from your website, you want them to book an appointment with you, or even just pick the phone and give you a call. Now this is very crucial for you to do because it will actually guide the way you build or plan your website. Now I do visit a lot of websites, and what I do find is that a lot of people overwhelm their users with so many objectives. Now it's very important that you pick one or two objectives and build your websites in such a way that it will guide your users or your visitors to take that particular objective or fulfill that particular objective for which you build your website. Having an objective will go a long way to help you measure the success of your website as well. Now let's just say 2 to 3 months down the line after you built your website, you find that visitors or users are not meeting the objective or the goal for which you build the website. Then it might be time to change a few things or readjust a few things on the website so that your business goals will be met. Now the second thing I would highly recommend you do is to know your customers or who your users are going to be. Now whether you are offering a service or a product, you need to actually sit down and understand who these products or services are for. How old are these people? What appeals to them? What color will appeal to them? What style of language will appeal to them? And how are they going to be accessing your website? So for example, if you are targeting people who are under 40 years, then you know that these people use their mobile phones a lot. So when designing your website, you need to actually optimize it for mobile. Now, if you actually sit down and do a little breakdown, a little analysis of who your customers or users are going to be, it will also actually guide you as to how your website needs to be planned out and what language you need to include or style of language you need to include in your copy. So the second thing you need to do, know your customers. Now, the third thing I highly recommend you do is to secure a URL for your website. Now, the URL basically is your website's address on the web. Now, every URL needs to be memorable, it needs to be succinct, and it needs to be very easy to spell. So if your company name is very long, I'll highly recommend that you shorten it so that it maintains its uniqueness as well. So for example, if the name of my company is Darkon's Pizza Place, I can pick a URL that says darkonspizza.com. Now, once you are sure of this domain name or this URL, you can actually go on to any third-party domain name registrar such as GoDaddy, such as Namecheap or HostGator, and you can actually type this URL bar into the search, and if this domain name or URL is available, then you can buy it and secure it before you actually develop your website. If it's not available, you can actually do a little tweaking on the name so that you get a domain name that is available to use. Now, the fourth thing I'll highly recommend you do is to study the competition. Now, before you put time and energy into developing your website, please take the time to go online and look at about 3 to 5 websites. What do you like about their website? What don't you like about their website? What do you like about their navigation, their use of color, their use of images? And you can save some of these ideas when your website is ready to be developed. If you're able to study the competition this way, it helps you see what website design trends are working, which ones are not working, and it also helps you see some opportunities that you can incorporate into your website, which these other competitors are not including in their website. Now, doing all these helps you stand out from the crowd when your website is ready to be developed. The fifth and final thing I'll highly suggest you do is to carefully plan out the home page of your website. Now, the home page is the first page that a user or visitor sees when they come onto your website. And the various sections that you include on the home page will be highly influenced by the objective that you want to meet for this website. So as I outlined in the beginning of this video, once you have the primary goal set out, use that to guide the different sections on your website's homepage. Now, some of the things that you can include on your homepage include about us, You can include testimonials, you can include featured products or featured services. Now, once this is clearly outlined, your primary goal will determine how you arrange these sections on the home page. So you can just take a piece of paper and pen and write out how you want to organize these different sections on the home page. Your homepage is the first impression you give your users or visitors when they come onto your website. So carefully sit down and plan out your homepage to meet your website goal or your website objective. So there you have it. These are 5 things or 5 tips that I highly recommend you consider before you actually start out to design your website. And if you do, you'll find out that you can actually measure and see whether your website is actually having success or you're actually gaining a return on your investment in a website. If you found this video insightful, kindly like and share. And you can also subscribe to the channel for more content like this every week. Thank you for joining, and I hope to see you in the next video.